Pete Buttigieg nicely dismantled the Republican Party and their attempts to use the debt ceiling as a negotiation tactic to cut spending, but he dives into it in an interesting way that I haven't seen being done by kind of the Biden camp as often as maybe it should, why the GOP's actions are so wrong in this situation, and asking some good questions.
How serious are these threats by Republicans to not raise the debt ceiling and to, threaten that America can default on its debt?
Well, look, first of all, the U.S. cannot go into a default. If that happens, the results would be disastrous. America pays its debts, and that's something that we need to keep doing. Again, as has often been pointed out, this isn't about any new spending. This is about just making sure that America pays bills that Congress, and by the way, 90% of it was before this president arrived, that previous administrations and Congresses have run up. But the second thing I would say is, they seem to be adopting a position that they would hold that as kind of a hostage unless there are deep cuts in other kinds of spending. And what they've said is, and basically any spending besides defense, they would want to go after. Well, a pretty good example of meaningful taxpayer dollars going to good things outside of what goes through the Pentagon is us, right? I mean, we are fixing bridges, fixing roads, fixing airports, and that's exactly the kind of thing that if I understand House Republicans correctly, they're saying needs to be put on the chopping block so soon after we got this bill through and we're actually making these improvements. Now they've been very vague about what they would actually want to cut. I think because they probably can't agree among themselves, but I do think it's something to watch out for. If their demands are to deeply cut everything but the Pentagon, then I would want to know which highways do they think shouldn't be improved? Which railway systems do they think we should stop?
Right. So we'll stop it there. Great way to break that down. Number one, yes, this isn't new spending as we talk about so often. So trying to use the fulfillment of our financial obligations, paying our bills, right, and upholding the credibility of the United States in that way to negotiate spending cuts and kind of making it out to be optically, because this is a decision on spending. It's not. And that needs to be made clear 100%. And it's dangerous to be playing with this fire. But then also, I love that he highlights, listen, and this is crucial. He didn't say it this way, but the Republican Party perfectly fine to jack up the deficit when it's massive tax cuts under Trump for the wealthiest in the country. So I want the Republican Party now to explain, why do we need to cut spending that goes to the average working American, that goes to repairing infrastructure as he listed, and why that's not okay, but it is okay to jack up the deficit when it comes to tax cuts for the wealthy. That's an answer that I would love to hear from the Republican Party, and I love that Pete Buttigieg highlighted it there. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get the full bonus show every single Saturday, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley. Link in the description.